stereo with 51. Everything in Nevada fly. When you go rapping like that.
Yo, it is, man. Your boy Butterfly got my guy Fred with me, man. Out here in Miami, South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, showing love. He hit me with the South Beach colorway. You already know.
I had to do it, man. This Butterfly, man, one of the ones, man. Whenever one of the ones pull up from the coach, man, we gotta show love. What we do, we make moves.
Hey, made it happen, you know what I'm saying? Hollered at me, came through, showed love, got me the fire joint. Men make moves. You already know that's gonna get body. You already know that's getting body. Yeah. Yo, one thing I gotta say about Verb is definitely turning up right now. Like, you could say, regardless of how you feel, you may say, oh, he's past his prime. Oh, he's a legend. Oh, he's not. Well, however you feel, Verb, I feel like Verb, when it comes to battle rap, all-time greats, definitely one of them. We're not even going to get into that. But he has a remarkable way of staying marketable. He called himself Captain Marketable. Didn't you call yourself that back in the day? You still call yourself that? I do believe it. And I applaud Verb for that, because a lot of veteran MCs that are up there don't know how to keep themselves marketed or relevant. So I have to give Verb credit for that. Now let's get
I ain't never been a nigga that can get talked to by a wing on anything, nigga. Ever in life. And there ain't no knocking Noise, but I've never been booked by Noise.
Okay.
I think he left because he was on mute and he didn't like being.
No, I took him down. Like, I bring you to the house, you're not stepping on the couch though. If I'm talking to you straight up and I'm giving you the real shit, and you trying to tell me because I'm beating you in so many points. Okay, so if y'all in the house from P and ain't none of y'all niggas main eventers, what is P doing wrong then? Okay, cool, because these niggas on this side who are frustrated, not Midwest niggas. Jack Boy talking about it's war, Midwest niggas, or y'all fighting the same war, stupid. None of y'all main events.
True. Except
y'all
Twork.
Fighting the same war because none of y'all are main events. None of y'all know what it like to get at least a $10,000 deposit. Hey, Gotti, how does it feel to at least get a $10,000 deposit? Gotti?
Verb talking.
We trying to get these niggas there. You get them niggas to that level. Because guess what? The faster y'all at that level, the more of us that can take you and get more money.
True.
So if y'all are in the house and not popping,
right,
and they outside the house and not popping, and y'all all under the same nigga, what's the common denominator, nigga?
Let's get to it. Yeah. You already know what it is, man. So salute to every single one of y'all that watch this content, whether religiously or in passing. Salute to my man Fred from M3S3, Men Make Moves, Sucker Stand Still. Just linked up with him while I was out in Miami. He hooked me up with a dope-ass jersey. Salute to their whole movement and everything that he's got going on. I want to talk to y'all real quick about this whole DMV said what? The DMV ruined battle rap. P ruined battle rap, etc., etc. Oh, I gotta get that dirt off my shoulder. Yeah, I had to get that off. So here's the deal. I've seen a lot of these MCs before. I will say that when it comes to recaps and recapping battles, I do recap a lot. I've seen a lot of this talent come through. I'm talking about from way back to Ryder, the Jack Boys. He heard Bow, then heard Bow in the back. So I remember a lot of this vividly as far as these MCs coming through, this whole DMV movement. Do I feel like the DMV has an extreme amount of representation on the URL? Of course. Do I feel like they've had their hand held and walked through the door? Not so much, because I feel like at the end of the day, what don't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. If you put people up there that are just not good, they're not going to stick. You know what I'm saying? So Verb's argument is that P has like 15 niggas on URL from the DMV and none of them are main events. And rightfully so. When you think about all of the talent that's on the URL right now, whether it be just been in or been in from a couple years ago, whatever the case may be, all these artists that they tried to push, it's a lot of them, and no, none of them are main event except for New Jersey Twork. When we're talking about stars that get to the highest level, that are battling the big names on the Gnomes, on the Summer Madnesses, on the Drake cards, none of these guys are on there. None of them, not one of them. You know what I'm saying? They may throw one in there every now and then, but for the most part, where the bread gets buttered is usually from bigger names and bigger MCs that are just more talented. I've seen people come along after the discovery or the finding of a lot of these DMV guys that get to the big stages first, because at the end of the day, the market might be a little oversaturated. And a lot of these guys have the same sound. Y'all know the sound, you know what I mean? The stretching words and the Providence and entitled or whatever the case may be. Are there some talent there? Yeah, there's some talent there. But I guess what's being looked at is when you got one person, which is P, controlling a whole demographic, and he's from the DMV. Well, I don't know if he's from there, but I know he lives there. So when you live somewhere, it's easier to have a bunch of events in the DMV. It's easier to have these civil wars and these little cars that they throw in DVD. And after a while, if you keep booking so many people, you would think that if niggas got the free will to book a whole class and book all these MCs, that after a while that they would find some talent. Are some of these guys good? Yes, they're good. But are we seeing main stage talent from the DMV? No, we're not. Just being honest, we're not seeing that. These guys are decent. And Verb did talk a lot about Sheet Happens. I do like what Sheet Happens does. I do like what Sheet Happens does. I do think that he's original, and I do think that he has enough flavor in his bars and the stylish that he could do to potentially make it to the next level. But after New Jersey Twork, that's pretty much it. The Goonies was a whole conglomerate of a lot of MCs. They damn near had 10, 15 members in their shit at the time. Like, they had a lot. None of them are main stage artists. Jackboy jumped on the space too. I'm sure it's out there. He was talking to Verb, and he was basically saying that he did agree with Verb from the pretense of them not having a bunch of main stage stars, but Jack's argument was that they beat the New York niggas and they earned their keep and they earned their spot when they got ushered in or whatever the case may be. He said, Jack was saying at the time that people like Dougie and Snake and Ish Moolah was who URL was pushing. If that's the case, they got bigger issues because none of those guys are main stage stars either. That's the thing. None of the guys that they're talking about are big stage stars. Like when we talk about big stage stars, we're talking about people that you could put on Summer Madness, put on Gnome without no kickback from the fans, where everybody's saying, yo, I want to see that. Yo, he deserves to be on it. Yo, yada, yada, yada. It's not. So when you say the DMV is not producing talent, there's not a lot of real talent being produced out of a lot of regions. Now, Verb does have an argument because they're not booking St. Louis niggas. They book MVP. MVP won a tournament and does not get booked. I said this shit before. MVP was in a tournament. He made it all the way to the end or however far he made. The nigga does not get booked, though. He does not get booked. He was in the shit with Real Name Brandon. He was in that joint. He didn't win the tournament. He was in the final. He battled Real Name Brandon, but he doesn't get booked. Like, he just does not get booked. I don't know anybody out of St. Louis that's not a big name or a big name main stage veteran that gets booked. You know what I'm saying? URL's not booking niggas from St. Louis. They're not even booking a lot of niggas from the Midwest. I mean, I do think that, and I won't put this all specifically on P, like I'm gonna blame him for fucking the whole DMV explosion. It is what it is. Like, it's a combination of things. You got good MCs there. I do like what Saflair Soul does. I do like what Foots does. And there's a couple of other MCs, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying out of the recency that have came through, I like what some of these MCs do. Do I feel like all of these MCs are big stage talent? No, I feel like they got 20 niggas on URL and you might get one or two that's gonna really be headlining cards or really like that name that you could have on Gnome without no issue, have on Drake cards without no issue. But for the most part, they are booking a lot of niggas who's just run of the mill, get around to be around. I'll see you on Survivor Series. I'll see you on Civil War. I'll see you on whatever little card they put together. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of niggas who's going to be around for that. But when you're talking about that big stage, taking that next step forward and being that guy, nah, I don't see it. I do think Ace Amin has talent, but like Verb was saying, like, you know, he's got to be able to get through his material clearly every time before they unlock the gate and unlock the key and let him be getting them main stage battles and them big stage battles. Because niggas is not about to see anybody stumbling or whatever the case may be. Not saying that it's just him, because it's not. But not just saying that to say that we're going to see niggas who's choking or stumbling or having, you know, getting through their bars issues when they battling in front of their friends in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? If you're having issues, and this is just not just Ace, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Ace is the one. But if you're having issues battling niggas in your backyard with everybody behind you, what the fuck you think gonna happen when you come to New York? What do you think is going to happen when you come to New York? Because he was talking about, Verb also talked about the Lions Den. A lot of people don't know about that Lions Den era. When Smacking Them wasn't moving, when DVDs and all that shit was not, when YouTube wasn't around, URL TV wasn't around, it was it was the Lions Den. It was Goods. It was Loaded Lux. It was Head Ice. Was the ones in New York. Period. There's no way around it. Lions Den events. When Goods threw that Lions Den event, the Goods joint. I got pussy to get that one. It might have been 1,000 people out there. A lot of y'all wouldn't know because y'all wasn't. I was living in the city at the time. I remember when this shit was going on. I wasn't nobody in battle rap. I was just a fan. But I definitely remember a lot of these events. With Murder Mook Battle Party, it was literally like 15. Let's see, it was like 15 niggas who started out there when they just started to set up. At the end of the day, when the battle was done in front of the Clayton Powell building, when they moved to battle in the projects, it might have been 200, 300, 400, 500 niggas walking down the street trying to see this battle rap. So it was very, very, very different then. There was no tickets, no venues. A lot of this shit was happening in the streets, and that's how the New York kind of saturated the market. When Verb says things like, the MCs that they developed and started back in that time are still around. It's true. A lot of them MCs are still around. The Cows are still around. Verbs are still around. Hitman Hollers is still around. But overall, what Verb is trying to do is get a group of niggas together to battle all of these DMV niggas for their spots to get them up out of here, because he's saying that, yo, y'all got 15 niggas on the... I didn't even know that DMV or URL had that many people on the roster. And if you think about it, when if I was to run it down, a list of all of the rappers from the DMV, it's a lot. It's easily about 15. Verb is looking at it like, yo, where the Midwest niggas? What's the criteria? He said he wants to get P in a conversation. You know what I'm saying? He want to have a one-on-one with him. I don't know if P is going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Have that one-on-one with Verb. Because Verb is a troll, and he'll try to make him come outside to have that conversation. And I don't know where that's going to lead to, but, hopefully we do see a mix. But Verb's sentimentism right now is P / the DMV is the reason to play for the way battle rap shit is going, man. But y'all niggas stay up. You already know what it is, man. Going home, gang.